Hey guys, it's Jamie. Today is Tuesday and I'm on for Tuesday live chats, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys today because it's a topic that so many women, so many weight loss programs, they focus on the scale, they make you feel like you are not progressing because the scale is not the way to accurately judge or reflect on your progress. Like, the scale will not tell you your fat loss, okay? So the reason why I'm jumping on today is because I want to dive into waist circumference and why that is 100 times more important to pay attention to than your scale weight. And if you are new to this page, if you haven't met me before, my name is Jamie. I am the founder of JKM Nutrition. I help busy moms who just want a simple way of getting lean and toned, all while using the precious time that they have, okay? So that's who I work with, and I love food so much, so I really do teach a simple way of eating so that you're busy and you know how to eat out, how to eat right, and move your body in a short period of time to get toned. So, because that's so important. And that really ties together with body composition and waist circumference and why that's important, okay? So, waist circumference. First of all, when I work with clients, a lot of the times they're so hung up on the scale, and this is because all the diet plans out there, a lot of the weight loss houses, super houses, without mentioning names, they really do focus on scale weight. So you weigh in all the time. You're constantly weighing in. And the problem is that when you're also building lean muscle mass, not only with the workouts that I do, but if you're working out at the gym, if you're working out at home, if you are just working out in general and shedding fat and gaining muscle, which is what revs your metabolism, you are not necessarily going to see the scale move down. You might actually see it increase. But the best way to judge your progress is measurements. So why I'm talking about waist circumference is because body composition is huge. This is why I get my clients to take pictures of themselves and take measurements, because where you're holding your weight, where you're losing the weight, where you're retaining the weight, especially if it's in the midsection, is so vital to understanding how that's impacting your health and perhaps how you need to shift your eating because your body's holding onto it in certain areas. So what I want to talk about is waist circumference. First of all, everyone should have a cloth measuring tape, because when we're measuring, we want to really make sure that it's not like, it's nice and flexible, so we're really getting the accurate measurement. And I just want to because if you are sick of weighing yourself, ditch the scale. And I just want to shed some light on why this is so important. So I don't like categorizing figures or body shapes, but there really is two categories for body shapes. One is pear, one is apple. Okay, so apple would be where you really hold a lot of the weight here, but you might have thin arms and legs. And pear shape is where you gain more in the hips and thighs. Okay, I know for myself that's where I tend to gain it. It's just how it is, so I can't change that, and you can't really either. It's just how your body is. However, I want to know from you guys, and post in the comments, what do you think? Do you think apple shape or pear shape are more prone to health-related issues such as heart-related disease, or high blood pressure, or blood sugar problems, things like that? What do you think? Which body shape do you feel would be in the high risk category? Okay, so I'll let you guys answer that, and then I'll answer it. Okay, so the answer is actually apple, not pear, apple shape. Okay, so apple shape is where you hold a lot of your weight in the midsection, okay? And the reason why is because more than just the love handles or the muffin top, as a lot of clients describe it as, men and women. Not that I work with men, but I know, generally speaking, you talk about the muffin top or the love handles. And the reason why it's so important that if you gain weight there, it's not just the pinchable fat that we're worried about. We're actually talking about the deeper fat that's covering our organs internally, okay? Because if we're holding fat here, chances are it's penetrating deeper than that, and that's where it causes the blood pressure problems. It can cause insulin resistance. It can cause, you know, the heart attacks and the, you know, the high blood pressure things that happen. I think I already said high blood pressure, I'm sorry. Sleep apnea, blood sugar, all that stuff. If you hold a lot of belly weight. So to gauge, are you holding too much belly weight? For women, 35, and we're not talking about pregnant women, okay? So don't measure yourself like this if you're pregnant. I'm talking like post-pregnant and just generally speaking. So women, 35 inches around the waist. If you are more than 35 inches, you are actually really going to want to look at, you know, what that means, what changes you can make to really help to reduce your risk of health-related issues, okay? For men, it's 40 inches. So have a look, you know, take your measuring tape, measure on a monthly basis, on whatever basis that you want. I try to measure bi-weekly for myself because then I can kind of catch myself before things get kind of out of hand if, let's say, I've been really busy or on vacation or whatever. So yes, 35 for women, 40 for men, okay? So, you know, basically we want to pay attention. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here because there's a lot of math. So yeah, 35 and 40. Okay, so the reason why is because if you're holding a lot of weight here, you know, a lot of fat in the belly, in the midsection, whether you're a man or a woman, it probably means you've got fat penetrating deeper than just the pinchable fat. And that's actually why sometimes you might not even have the love handles, you know, and a muffin top, and you might still have health-related issues because you've got fat that's actually surrounding your organs and placing pressure, and that can cause the, you know, the high blood pressure and the blood sugar, the insulin resistance, you know, type 2 diabetes, that kind of thing, which we don't want, right? So how do we prevent this? And there are simple measures that you can do every day consistently to help to reduce, you know, your belly fat and help to increase your health, right? Your health profile, because it will, you know, these slight shifts will really make a difference. So first and foremost is fiber, okay? So eating more fiber, getting things moving through your body slower. So, you know, instead of refined sugars, eating something that's, you know, more balanced, like fruit that has fiber and the natural sugars. So high fiber, and you can get that in with grains, and you can get that in with, you know, there's all sorts of ways to get fiber in, but I mean, basically, you know, like chia seeds and things like that. So lots of fiber, protein, and I talk about protein all the time because my ladies are building lean muscle mass, and you need to maintain that to be able to keep your metabolism up. So lean protein, okay? That is really, really key for men and women, especially if you're working out, okay? So lots and lots of protein that helps to rev your metabolism up because of the thermic effect. When we eat protein, it takes more energy to break it down, so we want that, and that helps keep our metabolism up, which keeps the belly fat down. The next is reduce sugars, and I talk about this because I've got my 5-day fitness challenge, which has a 5-day sugar-free meal plan, and the reason why is because shifting away from refined sugars is another way of reducing our belly fat, and that's so, so important, because if we want to reduce our waist circumference, if we want to increase our health profile and be healthier and happier and full of energy, then we want to reduce our sugar as well. So then that ties together with the fact that, you know, I talk about it all the time, moving more is so important. Moving more is important for your health on all different levels because of the cardiovascular benefits, of revving your metabolism, of building lean muscle mass, all those things, right? So your diet, when we're talking about fiber and protein and reducing our sugars, those are all very, very key components, but so is moving more. So of course we want to do all that stuff, and we don't want to just be sitting on the couch doing it, right? Because then we're going to deteriorate our muscle mass, and we want to keep that. So move more, build lean muscle mass, and that's a really key factor to reducing your waist circumference and your health. Stress less. Cortisol, when we stress, when we don't get enough sleep, which is the last key point, but when we stress, we end up tending to gain weight in the belly, and that's just because of cortisol, that hormone that comes out when we're feeling really stressed. And lack of sleep can also increase our stress levels, so we want to be careful of that too. That's my last tip there is lack of sleep. So stressing less and lack of sleep. So whatever you can do to de-stress, and I talk about self-care all the time, but I mean, if it means that you have to take 15 minutes out of your day to unwind, to focus on yourself, if it means you have to say no to someone else to pay attention to your needs, if it means you have to say no to a social event to get a good night's sleep because the whole week has been a complete disaster and you are tired, then you've got to do it, because that is what it takes to kind of take things and take control, right? So just to summarize, we were talking about waist circumference and why it's so important, and the reason why is because more than just the pinchable fat, there are deeper level fat accumulations underneath that are covering the organs, and by that happening, we end up stressing our body, and that creates high blood pressure and insulin resistance and blood sugar issues and all that stuff. So if you're experiencing that, and your waist circumference, for women, if it's more than 35 inches, and for men, if it's more than 40, generally speaking, that is where you are in a high risk category for health deterioration in those areas. So to improve that, we want to eat more fiber, eat more protein, reduce our sugars. We know all these things, but I mean, it's really, really important. Move more, get more sleep, and stress less. Okay? It seems really simple, right? And I know it's not. So just keep in mind that those steps that you take, if you take them consistently, you're going to start seeing some forward motion, okay? You're going to start seeing some improvements in your energy, in your blood pressure, maybe getting off medicine, you know, and just doing things naturally, right? Obviously working with your doctor. I am not saying, you know, do all these things and scrap your medicine, but what I'm saying is that there are ways to really reverse the effect, right? So just paying attention to that. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to jump on and kind of explain why I personally say scrap the scale. Don't let it fool you into thinking that you are not progressing because the scale is not moving, because it will not tell you your fat loss. Because if you're holding weight here and you lose it there, but you're gaining muscle mass, your body composition has changed tremendously, and so is your health. But the scale might actually tell you you've gained weight. And then you might think, well, what's the point of this? I'm now heavier and I haven't succeeded, and therefore I'm just gonna like go back to how I was before. But you know, visually, you know how you feel, and you know you've improved. So I don't want you to go by the scale. I tell my clients this all the time because it's really, really important. Just go by your body composition and your measurements. It's really the best and most accurate way of gauging your progress, okay? So I just wanted to talk about that. Now, if you have any questions, post them below. If you have any comments, I'm always open ears, so go ahead and comment. And I can see I have Kim and Pierre watching, so hello. Now, I'm going to wrap it up for today, Tuesday Live Chats, and next week, I don't actually know what I'm going to talk about next week, so I might just post that. It's going to be something exercise related, but I'm not exactly sure what yet. So I'm going to keep you in the loop on that. It'll be next Tuesday, but today I just wanted to shed some light on body composition, why it's so important to track that over the scale. So have a great day, guys. I will talk to you really, really soon, and yeah, we'll chat soon. Take care.